theoretically have a contract with you, and we encourage this to a lot of people because it works. Very clear, this is what happens if then type thinking. If she abides by the rules, if she doesn't talk back, if she doesn't run away in a certain amount of time, or she does certain things, these are the positive rewards. If she does these things that are what are considered negative, then these are the repercussions. And although we all have ideas of what is right and wrong, some of those concepts are lost when we're communicating, and that obviously has happened here, because if she's wanting to have something, she's not getting it. She's been told very clearly. I'm not proud about it, but she ended up crying over the conversation. I told her flat out, she needs to listen. She's 14. If she doesn't like it, tough. But at the same time, if she can understand that there are positive rewards for positive behavior, and it's spelled out. Sometimes people are visual, they need to see this stuff. And if it's a contract that kind of holds her a little more accountable and it holds you a little bit more accountable to make sure that if she does do those things, and those positive repercussions would happen, like if she wanted to go out or she wanted to contact dad or something like that, those kind of things are standard adult things that we deal with in life. And she's a young lady and she's starting to learn these things, and hopefully she can have a good example of, you know, if she does this, this is going to happen, and that could be a good thing or a bad thing.
Can you explain to her that pot, though, at your age is illegal? She seems
We've
to
had
me
this conversation.
like it's
I've
a
told her,
medicine and it's legal in Alaska, so
when
it's
you
okay.
can't sleep because of what you put me through on a daily basis, maybe just a little bit.
okay, so, and we've also talked about justification and blaming, and what she puts you through one way or the other, it's your opportunity to have a reaction. Your reaction can be positive or negative. Your reaction is going to land your butt in juvenile hall because it's a negative reaction. And that is illegal. It's illegal for you to smoke. It's illegal for you to have whatever these kind of pills are. I didn't actually entertain that.
Those are yours, so don't blame that on me.
So those, it's a possession issue. If you're in possession of somebody else's pills, that is illegal. Okay, so you have the opportunity, unless somebody opens your hand and forcefully closes your hand and says, you have to hold those pills or I'm going to do something bad to you. Like, it's your opportunity to say, I don't want that, or your opportunity to hold on to them. It's illegal for you to have pills. It's illegal for you to drink alcohol. It's illegal for you to smoke weed at this age. Okay, your parents, hopefully they wouldn't have a double standard and say, well, oh, I'm adult so I can smoke, but you're a kid and you can't. That seems pretty egregious to me as a parent, but that's my own opinion. If your parents say you can't smoke cigarettes or weed, obviously not only is it illegal, but it's also a parent and house rule. You don't do it.
She leaves quite a bit of alcohol accessible, so maybe that's a you thing.
And it's something that you should look at. That's a bit of slight attitude, but positive. that is definitely positive critique where she's identified a problem. Hey, you have a little one in the house, it looks like. You could probably make sure that kind of stuff is locked up. It's you know, this isn't a Dr. Phil session, but you guys sounds like both have some valid points. And if you hopefully, are you smoking marijuana?
No.
Okay, is your husband smoking
pot in your
marijuana?
room.
She did find pot like 6 years ago.
It was
Okay.
actually
I
a
believe
year
it was my
ago.
mother-in-law's,
Okay,
and she
so-
stayed there for a while.
Okay, so those kind of situations.
But no, we do not.
You know, you can continue to teach her, and you are her parent. You can also drug test her. I'm not going to do that. That's not my
Sure.
position or job. But you can enforce a lot of things as parents. But the best things I think you can enforce is consistent, positive morals and values. And if she's having problems like that, it may be a problem for her. You may not think it's a problem for you or your little one, but your little one's going to see all of this.
Yeah, I know.
And it's going to be a problem for her, even if you're not worried about if it's a problem for her or not. I mean, I would presume that you are worried about it because you're mom. But if you have a daughter that's saying she's going to run away, most people logically don't run away from a good thing, okay? And maybe that good thing is good values. You're trying to instill, hey, tough crap, you're gonna have to suck it up and learn to be a 14-year-old. And I think that we've had this conversation many times, and I'm kind of beating a dead horse at this point. But for your
bad
benefit,
influence has a lot
so
to do
that
with
you
it
know
as
that
well.
I said that
Who's
to her.
that bad influence?
Your friends, he smokes pot and grows it, so,
How would you know?
because he told me.
I told you I grew a pot.
Yeah, you did.
When did I tell you
You
I
want
grew
me
a
to
pot?
show him the text?
Sure.
It doesn't matter.
Show him the text.
Anyways, it doesn't matter.
Show him the text. It doesn't matter because it didn't
Keep
happen.
influencing Peyton, I'm pretty
How
sure.
can I influence? I've never talked to her. You're
So-
blocking
Talk to her
access.
So
every
this is
day,
one
and I
thing-
think that
yeah,
that's
this is one thing.
A big problem.
This is one thing that, and I told her, and she doesn't like it, and that really doesn't matter. If you don't want there to be communication, then that's something that you're gonna have to deal with. But you also understand that she's a young adult, and she's gonna probably be able to find communication, ways to communicate with him. If you don't want her to go be with a negative influence, then
The
why
trooper
would you
told
let
me,
him?
he said, why don't you let her go
Then why
with
would
her
you let
dad?"
him go with her? Yeah.
Because the
If he's such a-
trooper
if
asked,
he's
said,
such a
you know
bad
what, if
influence, why
she's
would
so
you see him?
upset, why don't you just let her go with her dad for the weekend? I talked to the trooper about it.
You
Doug,
told me
and he
before-
told me,
Hold on, hold
let
So
her
Let her
what,
go.
talk. Let her
what's
talk.
the point though? I mean, if
You
he's
know what?
really a negative
To be
influence,
honest, to be honest, it was a stupid mistake because I'm here instead of you being
Because
at school.
Jason put his hands on me.
He walked you out of the room.
Uh-huh.
He walked.
She's got bruises on her elbows.
and I will tell you, and like everybody
Adam-
here, hold on just a
No,
second.
no, no, no.
Everybody here, like I've said, parents can, specifically your stepdad who has legal and physical custody of you,
He overlies.
he can tell you to get out of his room, you need to get out of his room. He is the parent, you are the child. And that is a very clear
I
line.
was leaving.
Well, okay, you apparently left after he told you to leave, and you're out.
You try to jump out of a moving car.
I didn't. I unlocked the door and he put his hands on me.
Yeah? And I probably would do the same thing if you were my daughter. I'm just telling you that. If I told you
him
not to
stop
leave,
talking crap about my dad or pull over the car and I'll
thank
walk
you
home.
for reminding me. I'll hit that point in just 2 seconds. If I told you not to leave after you ran away and were caught at a bar, and you say you were hiding in a bathroom, I understand, but you were caught in a bar, later
This
on
is
you're found
before.
with weed, you have been texting and lying to your parents, you're darn right. As a parent, I probably would have prevented you from leaving as well.
It was before all
But-
that happened.
Okay. But those are consistent bad behaviors, and the only thing that they're doing is getting worse. And you need to work on being a 14-year-old, do good at school, listen to your parents, and then those rights and benefits that you're going to get are according to what your mom and stepdad say. And they're probably going to increase with the more responsibility that you can show them. Am I
Of
incorrect?
course they would.
Okay. So you need to work on that. As far as, what did you just say? And I said, thank you for reminding me, and I forgot.
That Jason was talking about my
He
dad.
Talking
had
crap about it.
mentioned that you weren't going to your dad's this weekend.
Okay.
No, that's.
She's
I wasn't in
saying-
the car.
Right, she's saying that he's continually talking smack about Adam,
And
right?
so are you.
So, that is something that is very inappropriate to relay, because if you guys have a beef, or if he and Adam have a beef, that's a beef between you guys, and that's a beef between them two. Bringing a kid into the mix is the absolute worst thing that you can possibly do, because did she do anything to warrant his behavior? Absolutely not.
To be honest,
She's responsible for her
I
own
honestly
behavior.
think I
She's not
agree,
responsible
but
for his
I
behavior.
think that he probably encourages her.
So what?
Run away,
So what?
hit your mom.
Whoa.
I never
Yeah.
hit you. I never ran. I haven't even been able to
You
talk to
thought-
him because you blacked
If he
Couple
tells
times.
her
You
whatever
tried to
that
grab my
conversation,
hair.
hold on, Peyton.
Hold on.
If he's trying to have a conversation with his daughter,
And the marijuana.
guess what? Guess what? Ultimately, that comes down to you. And why is that? Do you know?
I'm sorry, repeat the question.
If he's having communication with her that you don't like, it comes down to you.
Right, I
Why
shouldn't
is
let
that?
it happen at all.
That's your right.
And I've
not
done
to
that,
do
but the
No, you
internet is
didn't. You
very,
let her go
very,
with him.
I agree. and
So
that
so
won't
don't
happen.
don't come back and try to say that they're communicating and try to bust his chops about it, because he can communicate. Ultimately, whatever time you allow them to spend together, they're going to communicate. If he's being that influence, believe that you're in a position that you want to stop that, you can
I
stop
know.
it because
And
you are in that
I was
position.
trying to move us all in a forward position in a